Salut, sunt Tere de la esportnews.ro și am alături de mine pe Sheever. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing fine, thank you.
First time in Romania?
Yes, first time Romania, first time hosting, first time, a lot of first times.
So I'm gonna start with Romania. Did you have any time to visit something? I saw a few pictures from Toby yesterday.
Well, we did end up going to a bar yesterday evening, but I didn't see that much of Romania itself, more like one street basically. So far, impression is that it's a big city with gigantic buildings that's not entirely clean.
Wow, yeah. And about hosting, are you enjoying it or do you like being a caster more?
I'm enjoying it. I do feel every time I go off stage, I feel like I should have said more. I should have done this, and I still have a lot to learn there, which makes it interesting. I like that a lot. It still also makes me quite nervous as well, which I hope to smooth out at the end of the event.
So we already had I think 2 tournaments played on this patch. What do you think about it? Is it better, worse than the other one?
I think it's better regardless, because it's already making games more interesting. It's making games longer, more fighting. I do think right now it's starting to get a little bit too much of the same heroes, maybe a little bit of tweaks here and there, but overall I think it's a great improvement since the previous patch, yes.
You say too much of the same heroes, but in the other patch it was way worse. I mean,
yeah.
Now we see Medusa picked, and before it was like nobody could pick that. So do you think that comeback mechanic is good, bad, should be toned down, or as it is it's okay?
I think it's good because there is a comeback mechanic just to begin with, and I think that's really what makes this patch better than the previous one, because previous one a game could be over in 10 minutes or 15 minutes and the other team would actually also call it, so the team that's losing. And now even if you're behind, you're still gonna continue playing because you know that comeback mechanic is still there, so it makes games just a bit more interesting.
And from a caster and spectator point of view, do you enjoy them more? Because we sometimes have way longer games and a team seems to be out, but they still fight and drags for an hour and something.
I rather have that than having 13-minute stomps. I rather have the longer games where there's still fighting going on, even though we know which team is already gonna win, over games that are just over in 13 minutes, and it's just not that fun to watch.
Yeah, so none of that TI all push threat. But we've seen some of that come back, like EG for example have playing a lot of push threats. Do you think that's still viable, or is it just way too risky?
Well, they won Star Ladder with it, so I definitely think it's viable. It's just coming down to perfect execution and perfect timing most of all, and EG is a team that is very disciplined and they can actually put it together so well. I think other teams could run it as well, but maybe they need some more practice and they're not as well practiced with it as EG, but I mean it's definitely viable, yes.
You've been at a Star Ladder, the final. Did something surprise you? Were you disappointed of a team, or?
No, actually before the event started someone asked me which teams do you think will make it to the finals, and I did say Secret and EG, so that happened as well. I guess the surprise were the people playing with stand-ins. I think Cloud9 played exceptionally well considering they had Mag as a stand-in. Mag is a great player, don't get me wrong, but you're still playing with a stand-in. I think they did really, really well considering that. And overall I think it was just a solid tournament in terms of team's performance.
Yeah, it was a bit sad because the Chinese teams didn't come and probably would have had another final, but did you think that Team Secret could beat EG?
Yes, but I think they shouldn't have let Lycan through, but at the same time maybe then Razor would have gone through, and it seemed like Secret prefer to see Lycan over Razor on the side of EG, and I'm thinking maybe they could have dealt better with a Razor than a Lycan, but I think we'll never know, at least not for now.
Yeah, talking about Lycan, he's basically gone. Except EG, I don't think I've seen anybody picked it. Why do you think? I mean, EG showed he's really, really good, and his new ultimate is extremely good. Can go from one lane to the other in seconds, and Arteezy was using it like that, just go into another lane to farm. why don't you think he's gone from other teams?
I think for the reason that you mentioned already, he is one of the heroes that needs, or like that I mentioned already, he's one of the heroes that needs flawless execution, and he's very time specific. You need to also be able to give him some time to get some items up, some build up time, and for a lot of teams they can't give him that kind of space, and EG can, and you know, that's their strength.
So what's your favorite hero to play?
My favorite hero to play at the moment is probably Mirana, but I always like Venomancer a lot as well because it's my most played hero. I can always come back to him. I like Crystal Maiden as well, and yeah, overall I think Mirana at the moment. Mirana, Lina, Crystal Maiden, Venomancer, those four.
No Jakiro. I saw you play a lot of Jakiro.
I like Jakiro a lot, but I mostly like Jakiro because of his liquid fire. It's just, I don't know, it makes me so good to be able to harass people with it. It just makes me happy. Just liquid firing people.
And no Tidehunter?
No Tidehunter that much. I used to play a lot of Tidehunter until a specific Tidehunter game, and since then it's like, okay, you know what?
Don't let that get to you. I mean, even Fear did blow up a few ravages on that game,
but he still won. So there's a difference there.
All right. Any last words, shoutouts?
Well, shoutouts to all my fans if I have them out there. So thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting me in terms of your subscriber or a viewer of my channel. And I have to shout out to my Facebook because otherwise my sister might kill me. Follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/SheeverGaming. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Eu am fost Teddy alături de Sheever. Pentru știri zilnice și mai multe interviuri, vizitați esportnews.ro.